of the dogs want to say hello. These are not my dogs. I am dog sitting right now, which is why I have no good lighting. But I promised myself, or at least made the challenge for myself, to go live every day for the month of February. And so here I am at my dog sitting gig. And I am so exhausted. I just want to go to bed. And I'm like the kind of tired where like I'm too tired to go to bed. So instead, I'm doom scrolling and watching TV. And I remembered I was supposed to go live, and I told myself I would go live for at least 10 minutes. And so I think it's just gonna be me and these dogs. So let's set you guys down right here. And we can all just hang out with these dogs together. Now these are these are oh, Maggie, you've already okay. Now you guys are changing the channel. Oh my god. Now these Maggie has already made me bleed once today. These are truffle hunting dogs that I am dog sitting. They're an Italian breed, and I got into dog sitting just from people asking me to hang out with their dogs. And then I discovered a thing called trusted house sitters, where it became suddenly a lot cheaper for me to travel if I didn't have to pay for lodging because I was hanging out with dogs like these guys. And last year, I came to hang out with these guys for a few weeks, and it was during a time I was considering moving here to Jackson, Wyoming, and it really opened up a lot of opportunities for me. And so that was Maggie, and this is Sweet Stanley, and I call him Fat Stanley because if you're familiar with the elementary school thing, Flat Stanley, you will understand why that's so hilarious because he's just the biggest little floofball. So that's one of the ways that I was able to travel full time for many years and run my business from my phone. Is I just didn't have to pay for lodging and I didn't pay for rent. I had all my stuff in storage. I saved a ton of money and I got to hang out with awesome dogs like these guys. And now every once in a while, I'll still do it for a trade for barter. I love barter economy. But most of the time I get paid for it. Most of the time people pay me to hang out with their doggies, but I hang out with these sweethearts for free. Not least of which because there's a sweet hot tub that I get to hang out in. And the guy who owns the house, oh my God, dude, you have got to chill. You can't punch me in the face. It hurts and it makes me bleed, sweetheart. So, the guy that I dog sit for he might be the most interesting person in the world. He's a doctor. He's also a pilot who does dog rescue missions. And he's also the coroner in this town. and, um, and these two right here, we've got Maggie and Aspen. Oh my God, that hurts so much, Maggie. He rescued them from the shelter here. He's one of those dog owners who's like breed specific, and these breed had these two dogs had been hanging out in the shelter for a few months, and because he has an association with the rescue, he was interacting with them a lot, and was finally like, "Fine, I'll bring them home and let them hang out with my other two truffle hunting dogs." But they are so anxious because they spent so much time in the shelter and who knows what their story was prior to that. So one of the reasons people hire me as a dog sitter is because I do a lot of energy work with very anxious dogs. And one of the first dogs that I dog sat for here, a golden doodle named Rufio, after, of course, the Hook character, he would get really upset about the avalanche bombs in the morning. So every morning, as they were setting off the avalanche bombs, I would do Reiki and energy work with him to help him calm down because he would just shake so much. He was so scared. And there was one day We did probably an hour of energy work together. It was a big snow day. And I walked outside to go have my own ski day because it was a beautiful ski day. And there was a giant moose just hanging out right outside the front door, but like laying down and just enjoying the energy work that I had been doing. And there were also like 100 birds that had just like gathered around the house. Just all the animals in the area were like, oh, we got some good stuff going on over here. So I mentioned all this to say, if you are someone who does energy work, it is very easy to find work as an animal healer, but it is even easier to travel basically like for very, very cheap. If not to get paid for it, because you can just go stay at people's beautiful homes in world-class, resorts and hang out with dogs and get like, look at this goofball. I mean, this is my Friday night. I'm loving it. So you can look into an app like Trusted House Sitters to get started. It's a very cheap way to get started with traveling. If you're the type of person who enjoys traveling, but it's like, I can't afford it. That's just because you haven't found a way to barter your way into it. So I've always been an avid traveler since I was literally a child. I've always wanted to see the world, and of course, I understand that it's expensive to get from point A to point B. So I figured out as it's not daytime here. It is 8:34 p.m. And it's terrible lighting in this place. So responding to the comments there. So there are ways to travel that don't have to be very expensive. You can find lodging for free. Sometimes you can even get paid for it. If you do travel hacking, like you sign up for, if this is might just be only in the United States, but if you sign up for a credit card, you have good credit, you pay off your credit card each month. You can get like bonus points, and then you can get free flights, which is how there was one year I had a boyfriend in London and I was like flying first class to Europe of like a few times a month for pennies on the dollar. I was paying like $50 a flight for these like $3,000 flights. So I mention all this to say, um, there are ways to get what you want without paying money. And there are things that are more valuable than money, such as, being an energy worker who specializes in, high anxiety dogs. I am in high demand as a dog sitter, and I get to pick and choose wherever I want to go in the world. And I often get paid to stay wherever I want to be. So if you're the type of person who enjoys traveling, especially if you're in the US and you're like, actually, maybe I don't want to be in the US right now because it's kind of crazy. The energy's really heavy. And you know what? That's only going to get crazier from here. There are ways to get out into the world and to see the world and to see all the adorable little puppies that are out in the world. If you are the sort of person who enjoys hanging out with animals more than you enjoy hanging out with people. So I highly recommend looking into Trusted House Sitters. I'm sure I have a referral link that I could add to the comments, but you can just go to leave a comment actually if you want a referral link, because I think you get like 25% off if you sign up for the service. You do have to pass a background check, so you can't, be a piece of shit, or you can't have been what a judgmental thing to say. You can't have been, just end it with that. You have to pass a background check. You have to be trustworthy according to the bureaucracy of the world in order to get involved with an organization like that. But like anything else, you can also just go through referrals. Oh my gosh, Aspen, you are so sweet. And I encourage you to. I encourage you to find things that you love to do. And if you think to yourself, well, there's just no way I can afford to do it. Yes, there is. Doesn't always cost money. You just have to be a little clever about it. And if you're not sure how to be clever about it, that's when you ask people like me, and I will be clever for you. So you can leave a comment on this video. Tell me what it is you want to do that you think you can't afford, and I will tell you how to do it, either how to make the money to do it or how to get what you want without needing money. Because we live in such a magical world, you can manifest whatever you want. You just can't always have it right when you want it, but you can always get it through means of magic and manifestation, which is, of course, intention plus action. right? You can't just be like, oh, I wish and hope this happens. You have to actually put some effort into it and follow your intuition. And if you're going to work with me on it, it has to be in alignment with your energy and it has to make the world a better place, which is why I love dog sitting, because what makes the world a better place than hanging out with sweet, adorable doggies? Okay. Oh my gosh, I made it to 10 minutes. I did it. I didn't know if I was going to do it, but I did it. I made my goal of going live on day 5 here in February. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.